Hello everybody, and welcome back to this live stream of a Fury of Dracula match from the Duos and Dark Horse tournament. Hello to everybody who's watching this back after the fact on YouTube. Hello to everybody who is watching this live on Twitch. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Thank you, Snuff, for the lurk. We've got loads of people here. We've got Terminator here, as JB Philly is here, Meme's here, Natalia's here, loads of amazing people. Feel free to say hi. And let's introduce the players before we get any further into this. Playing as the Hunters and representing the team, which are called the Cagliari Carbonara Special. There we go, I messed it up. It is AndreZot, and on the Dracula side of the boards, we have Tarvalar representing Renewed Vigor. I hardly know her. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully we have a very good game of Fury of Dracula here ahead of us. I must admit, I have been very much out of the loop in terms of what has been happening. Cagliari, that's it. Cagliari, not Cagliari. That's it. Cagliari Carbonara Special. There we go. And before we go any further, I've got a very special request from AndreZot. Why can't I speak today? Sorry, this is what happens when I mix English and Spanish and all these languages. A huge shout out from AndreZot to Martina. If you're watching, Martina, hello. So there you go. I've done my duty. Welcome everybody. And we have a wax cylinders on Mina. We had an evil presence drawn very early, but it was negative. And there we go. So yeah, I am very much out the loop in terms of how everyone's kind of been doing. All I know is that the Cagliari Carbonara Special are currently 4 wins and 3 losses out of their first 7 games. And Renewed Vigor, I hardly know her, is the reverse. 3 wins, 4 losses. We need to win real bad, yep, to try and catch up. Okay, you're not in Cagliari. True. If anyone doesn't know, AndreZot loves a bit of banter, so this is going to be very funny. A very funny game, I am sure. If the volume levels and things aren't good, please let me know and I will adjust them. Don't sit there and suffer in silence. Tell me if I can do things better. So, yeah, oh, there's Sister Agatha. She's going to be lurking with intent. Yes, she is. So I've got an ally. Curses, you've narrowed it down. Damn. How on earth is Tarvalar going to win now? That 1 in 60 chance of being Cagliari has been wiped out. No chance. So yeah, I'm kind of out the loop in terms of how everyone's kind of been playing, especially individually. I've seen the team results every week, but individually I've not really kept up with games because I just haven't had time to. But that's why I was really excited to stream this. If anybody comes in here from the Wingspan community, sorry, no Wingspan tonight, we'll do it tomorrow. But apart from that, yeah, so AndreZot, for those of you who don't know, he is from Italy, hence the name, Cagliari. He's not from Cagliari, but it's a bit of a meme in the community that he doesn't like Cagliari very much. But yeah, he competed in the League of Dracula, sort of our World Championship that took place a few months ago in the sort of the second half of 2024. And as a new player, he did okay. He got a few wins under his belt and kind of came close to qualifying for the knockout stage because of the way the tournament functioned. He was able to benefit from the new system we were doing. So it actually was pretty competitive until the end. Had a bit of a difficult beginning, but then started picking up wins towards the end, which is what that kind of format was designed around. So, and definitely got wins on both sides, from what I remember rightly. But I think this might be his first game in this tournament playing as the Hunters. If Snuff is not lurking too much, then, you know, he'll be able to let us know. And then Tarvalar is a brand new person who's come into the community just for this tournament and is teaming up with JB Philly, who's in the chat, and one of our fellow admin as well. So we've got, like, the 2 admin here against each other because they've got their 2 teammates battling it off. And yeah, Tarvalar, from what I understand, is very experienced with the physical versions of the game, going back all the way to the 2nd edition, so that's a lot more knowledge than I have. But obviously, the digital edition is a different kettle of fish completely, so yeah, it's a bit of an adjustment period there. Not COVID, poggers, let's go. That's correct, says Snuff, and newspaper has been drawn on the optimal day, and it's Toulouse, but is with a hide card. Ooh. Here we go. The game is afoot, ladies and gentlemen. We've not had to wait very long for some information. Toulouse has been revealed. No worries, enough. Safe journey home. Obviously, I have no sort of vested interest in here. I mean, I guess I'd probably want Dracula to win just because of the teams. I would rather have the team that's further up the table to be losing. In this case, would be the Carbonara special. But I don't want a good game of Fury of Dracula, to be honest. Don't Drac and drive. Absolutely good advice. The classic puns on Toulouse. So yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. Being discovered like that with newspaper is a little bit unlucky, but at the same time, you know, there's been quite a lot of Dracula cards have been drawn. That's 6 out of the first 24 supplies? Oh, there's not that many really. He spent about 8. Because 1/3 of this deck are Dracula cards. Is Dracula got a Dark Call? No, doesn't seem like it. I assume that rule is activated. It is. Good. That's fine. Always cheer for Drac? Yeah. I think out of these two, like, Dracula here would be a bit more the underdog, just because of the experience difference on the digital edition between these two. But at the same time, AndreZot's the European, so I do have a soft spot for the European players. But, you know, as long as... Oh, God. That's just... Okay, I'm not even going to respond to anything about that dad joke that just went into the chat, but never mind. Don't Drac and drive, get yourself a chartered carriage. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, the Huns are already on the move, so Gadami's moved over to Munich. Partly maybe to block that movement a little bit. Oh, Mina. Careful. She could have gone straight into Dracula. That could have been dangerous. But anyway, so the Hunters are making a move already. They're not even bothering to supply more, apart from Van Helsing. They're all making a beeline towards Toulouse. They want to try and deal with this. With the Hyde card, depending on what this Hyde card is, there is a potential here that it might be bats. So the hunter that moves on there first can get battered away from it, so they need a second hunter to be able to follow up. But I always keep saying this, if the hunters are moving, they're not supplying. And supplying is really important, because you need those events to be able to win the game later on. Sometimes you can win with minimal events, but we're looking here, you know, Godalming's short by an event. Sud only has 1 event out of 4. Van Helsing is short by 1 event, but that's fine. He's going to stay put in supply probably for a bit. And Mina only has 1 event, and we know what it is. It's Speedy Telegraph. There was a Wax Cylinders at some point. That got traded across. I didn't see the trade. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Dracula's been discovered early, which is not ideal, but at the same time, as Dracula, you have to always go in with a mentality that you're gonna be found. I don't know how I feel about a Hyde card being used to protect this vampire in a non-extremity location. But at the same time, if he can get these hunters all moving over here, and then Dracula's able to sneak past Godalming or do a really good wolf form, and then the hunters don't know where he is, then that might be worth it then. We'll have to see how Tarvalar... I don't know if... JB Philly could probably let us know. What's been the situation with you two? Have you been switching every week? Or if... I remember the first game... Yeah, I'm more than sure I did a game where Tarvalar was playing as hunters, if I remember rightly. Or maybe I didn't stream that, but I watched it. No, I think I did stream that one. Was it playing Skybreaker? I can't remember now who the opponent was. I'm going to have to look back at my... I don't remember anymore. There's just so much stuff has happened in the last month. I don't remember anything. Oh. An inland fog. Okay. That's definitely interesting. I've been playing a lot of hunters, so we'll probably switch. Ah, okay. Clermont-Ferrand and Bordeaux. Okay, oh, not Clermont-Ferrand. Ooh. So Dracula has either gone into Marseille, he did go into Marseille, and we know it's not Clermont-Ferrand, so he must have gone Milan or Geneva next. Oh, but Godalming moved. Okay, so that fog isn't extremely potent. Sure, it slowed down Seward, so now Seward's going to have to spend another day going there. But Bats would have been better. Because it actually would have... It would have actually pushed... It would have pushed Seward off there and someone else had to commit to it. Tarvalar saw my game against you. Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, Moose. No worries. Ooh, we got a spy in Marseille. Hey, thank you. Thanks for the look, Moose. Ah, right. Oh, Tarvalar watched that game. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. Tarvalar didn't say anything in chat, but obviously you don't have to. You can watch it anonymously as well. Okay. Yeah, inland fog like this isn't great because normally when you have fog on the coast, then you get double the amount of fog tokens from it. So fog isn't extremely potent as a sort of a guardian card, as we call it, to protect this rumor token, unless you're playing on a coast city. So if it was Barcelona or Bordeaux, then it'd be a slightly different story, but that's okay. Mine didn't work. Ah, right. Well, that was different, though, because you put the fog in Toulouse, right? But here's the thing, though. If you mature the fog, you then get 2 tokens, right? Inland fog is not good if the hunters search it or you ambush with it. But if you mature the fog, you then get 2 tokens and you can put it anywhere you want in that region. So it is very powerful if you can get it to mature. But normally... Draculas don't use it to mature. Oh, there's a dogs. A new vampire. So, oh, Stuart doesn't have a stake. Ooh, okay then. Alright. Hey, Sophie. Hey, Anna. Welcome in, both of you. Okay, this is interesting, because now we know that Stuart doesn't have a stake, unless AndreZot was... saving it. Now the thing with this new vampire is Mina could move in, so they deal with it 2-on-1. Oh, nice punch though. I mean, Mesmerize makes a lot of sense because Sud might look to escape, but I think at the same time, if you realise that Sud doesn't have a stake, he might actually try to fight it. And the thing is, Mina just gave up a weapon, so she's not very strong. So maybe this vampire might be able to live here. Ooh, nice Mesmerize on the pistol. Does Sud have holy bullets? He might well do. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we're doing absolutely fine. Just trying to digest what is happening here in this game so far. It's been quite a flurry at the beginning here, and my ad manager has decided to break. If an advert runs, I apologise. Hey, Geordie, welcome in. Welcome. Oh, we've got loads of people watching this. Excellent. So yeah, Tarvalar's objective here is to keep this vampire alive at all costs. When you realise that Sud doesn't have a stake, you want to try and keep this vamp on high health, so then now, if Mina moves in, it's going to be a bit weak, and it's going to be, they're going to have to gang up at 2-on-1. I don't mind the fangs, though. Oh, I think he has bullets, because the way he's played 2 rifles back-to-back here. But it's alright, the vampire won't die. Whoa, he doesn't have bullets, but yet he's just... Whoa, okay. The thing is, once you're mesmerized, guns aren't very strong. Sure, they block claws, but that's not really important in a day fight. Oh. I don't think... Well, okay. I think you could have been a bit more aggressive there if you have... But maybe Tarvalar didn't draw strengths. And then I fully respect just the escape there. So now we got a big problem on the hunter side of the board, because the only other person who can join in for this fight, unless Sud has a stake and he did decide not to show it because he wanted to save it, is Mina. But Mina gave up her pistol. She has a horse and 1 other item. Don't ambush. You don't... No! Oh, don't ambush! Okay, so... This is like a really tricky thing to sort of understand. I know ambushing is the most fun thing you can do, but it's actually a really bad idea to ambush here, because this is now a day fight. If you wait until the night fight, when the hunters search, you can bite Mina, break weapons, it's very devastating. Whereas now, the hunters can kind of try to kill this, and it's not that detrimental if they get strengthed and things, because they can't lose their weapons. They don't get broken. Night fights are so dangerous for the hunters. If you realize that the hunters do not have a stake. Now, Mina could have a stake. It is very possible that Mina has a stake, but you're just giving the hunters an opportunity to 2v1 this unnecessarily. So I wouldn't have even ambushed there. I would have tried to bait out this situation. Mesmerize, into the punch, excellent punch. Mesmerize makes perfect sense there because you want to try and stop weapons and things, but then now the punch cancels it. Very good punch on both sides. Nice. Yeah, fool me once. Yep. So good double punch there by the hunters. So now they've got it in a nice position because you know that Sud's got 2 weapons. Mina might have a knife, so maybe this vampire might die this turn. I don't know what Mina's other item is. She threw away a pistol, so maybe she has a knife? Maybe she doesn't? I'd be more likely to target... Oh? Oh, she has a rifle. Ah, you see, now this is incredible information, because if you're able to get into a night fight with her, Mina's so vulnerable to bites. She can't defend herself from bites. She has no anti-fang things. Oh, and Sua dodged? Oh, I don't know about that. Well, actually, the way this is worked out, if the vampire can escape round 4, so if the vampire here can strength or mesmerize or fang correctly, the vampire can live here. Good strength, very good strength. You see, that was a night fight. That rifle would be gone forever. Well, not forever until the deck resets, but you know, it'd be gone from Sud's hand. Okay, so the vampire can escape now. We gotta make sure you escape correctly. The problem is now, will the hunters want to take the night fight on? They might, because there's only 2 health. If they play 2 weapons, they're guaranteed to kill it. So that's the problem. If you didn't have this day fight, escaping his bat makes sense. Very good. Okay. In my opinion, as a more experienced player, the ambush was the wrong choice, but the vampire didn't die. So the hunters now have to make a difficult decision, and Sud's delayed, so only Mina can search this. And if they gang up on it 2-on-1, Sud's going to lose his day action tomorrow. So actually, maybe for efficiency's sake, this might actually be worse for the hunters, even if they do manage to kill the vampire. But I would say not ambushing and trying to get a night fight. Okay, here we go. We've got another combat here against this new vamp. They have to kill it, otherwise it's maturing, and then it'll be 6 big points for Dracula, and that thermometer is going to tick up. But it's quite easy now to kill this vamp, because you just have to play the 2 weapons and you're done. The problem is, if the vampire draws well, the vampire might be able to break a weapon beforehand. Yep, thermometer. I don't know who it was who said the word thermometer, but that's what we're calling it from now on. Not influence track, but thermometer. Oh. Oh, that's a very unfortunate draw. Maybe there were no stripes and mesmerizers. That's very unfortunate. Okay, the vampire died, and honestly, the that could have gotten way worse for the hunters. But the downside is Sud's gonna lose his day action tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't know. I think looking back on that, new Dracula players have to be less trigger happy to ambush. I know with a vamp it's like, okay, yeah, I want to ambush, I want to do damage, but if you could bait them into a night fights can be so deadly for the hunters. I guess you didn't know what Mina's item was. Maybe she would have had a stake. But the problem is you're just encouraging a 2-on-1. It's just better just to say, nope, I'm going to call your bluff. You don't have a stake. You're going to fight this 2-on-1 now. That's really dangerous, because if you get it with 6 health, right? If the vampire has 6 or 5 health, It can survive one hit, but you can potentially break rifles. You can mesmerize if they don't double punch first. You can mesmerize, and then, because we know Mina doesn't have an anti-fang item, Mina could die. So imagine she dies, you lose the horse, and the vampire matures. You're suddenly up 8 points already, and the hunters are a horse down. That's kind of huge. So, yeah. But anyway, from the hunter side of the board, that went kind of as well as it could have done. It could have gone a little bit better, but to be honest, you just count your lucky stars that hunters aren't dying around you, and nothing's maturing. So, I would say that is a hunter win. Okay. Whoa, hang a minute. So, Godalming was in Zurich. He checked Milan and went back to Zurich. Okay, so generally as hunters, you don't want to be moving like that. You want to be trying to move to double-check places which you haven't been to before. Godalming should have tried to rail maybe to Geneva. But maybe he doesn't have the right rail ticket or doesn't want to make horse economy worse. I would just sit and supply. I don't like making these little moves like this. Supplying is much better. Okay, this move is different because you're getting onto a big city. Big cities are important because you need to get the items. I am okay with that. Do I enjoy making courthouse puns? Guilty. Oh dear, oh dear. But honestly, Dracula's not in a terrible position either, right? He delayed these two hunters quite a bit. Godalming's just pinging back and forth between Zurich and Milan, not doing anything of real consequence. I mean, checking Milan was important, but then should have maybe supplied or gone back to Munich. There's a nice long trail to deal with. If Dracula now suddenly wolf forms, like from Nuremberg east, I think the hunters are going to have a bit of a problem trying to keep up with him. I know Van Helsing's over here, so that's another hunter you've got to worry about, but, you know, hunters haven't supplied very much, so, you know, there's still about, I don't know, how many items are there in the item decks? Like 38 or something? So, you know, well, let's think. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 20... Yeah, 22 in hand plus discard. 38! Yay! That was a good... I don't know where I pulled that number from. So there are 38 items, so the hunters are only about halfway, just over halfway through the item deck. That's not great. They're really down on supplies. Okay, so we know he's went through Strasbourg, but honestly, I think at this point, we kind of knew that already, I think. So it's definitely Geneva. Okay, this ambush I'm not so necessarily concerned with, because you want to try and get points from the Reckless Vampire. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. We don't know what Godalming has, so I think it's a good idea. He's not got he hasn't got horses, so the chance of him having a stake is quite high. How many stakes are in the discard? None of them. Okay. So I think just trying to ambush to get 1 point or 2, I think it's a good idea. There's the fangs already. Ooh, nice dodge though. Not often you see the dodge first turn, but that is decent. So if anybody who's new here, you don't know how the combat works, it's like a rock, paper, scissors-esque system, where the Dracula or the vampire will play a card, and the hunter will play a card, and you look at the symbols on them and see if they match. If they match, then the Dracula card is cancelled, and then the hunter card does whatever it does. If they don't cancel, then the Dracula card acts first, and then if the hunter card can exist, because the card hasn't been cancelled or the hunter hasn't died, then the hunter card triggers. Okay. The hunters have all their cards which are able to be used in combat. Some items can't be used in combat though, like horses or stakes. But they also have 3 basic cards which are dodge, punch, and escape. And normally against vampires, unless you're looking to kill them in that combat, you just use the basic ones and then you stake at night. That is generally how it's done. You don't want to play weapons against a vampire unless you're trying to kill it in that combat, because you're just giving free information to them. Ooh, okay, nice fangs. I understand the punch, but there's a possibility of a plotting. But that's a point for the Dracula. We're off the board. Dracula's got a point. 1 point down, 12 more to go. But Godalming did manage to get 1 damage in. So Godalming might look maybe to escape again, or to dodge. Godami might try to play a knife to try and kill, but then no. Well, Godami's mesmerized, so it won't do the full amount of damage. Okay, it's dodging. Yeah, it's an important 1 point. The reason why Philly's pointing that out is because I'll show it when the thermometer comes back on screen. But at the end of the game, if Dracula gets if the game lasts for 3 weeks and Dracula hasn't won yet, or Dracula hasn't lost, then once we go into the 4th week, every single time that Dracula moves, he gains 3 points. But he needs 13 points to win. Oh. Oh, there's a knife, but it's not going to kill. It's not going to kill. Because knives normally do 3 damage. But Godami's mesmerized, that's 1 damage less. Yeah, so if you're gaining the points in increments of 3, you get up to 3 points, then up to 6, and up to 9, then up to 12, and then you need 1 more move just to get 1 more point to win. But because now Dracula's got the point from the Reckless Vampire now, Dracula only needs to make 4 moves in the final week to win. But obviously if Dracula gets points in from other ways, then that calculation's a bit different. Nice strength. Good idea. Yep. Very good. Okay, so the vampire is still alive after the 6 rounds of combat. Godami took 4 damage, but to be honest, I guess it depends on how you think about it, but I'd say, well, the Dracula also got a point. Pretty even, I would say. Pretty even. Oh my goodness, we've got 15 people watching. That is a lot. Welcome, everybody. Lots of banter between these two, which is always nice. Okay, I'm not quite sure why Sword's moving there. It looks like the hunters don't have a lot of movement. So, when you're playing this game as hunters, you're trying to minimize the amount you move and maximize the amount you supply, because you're getting better items, you're getting better events, and Godami doesn't have a stake. Well, that's a bit problematic. Maybe somebody else does. As Dracula, you're trying to constantly assess what you think the hunters have and what they don't have. Sometimes they'll reveal things to you, like certain items. But then in this case, if I'm seeing all the hunters moving very slowly, only 1 road space at a time, apart from Mina who has the fast horses, then my inclination is to think that the hunters don't have good movement. Either because they have the horses, but then the horse economy, the way the tickets are set up, isn't working, or they haven't drawn many of the fast horses. There are 3 fast horses in total. So as Dracula, you're trying to assess that and then realizing what you're able to risk and what you can get away with. If I'm Dracula here, I would personally make a beeline for the east of the map. Because movement in this area is very difficult because the train lines aren't as efficient. If you don't have fast horses, you'll find your life to be very difficult. There are other ways you can travel, but it's not very efficient. Hunters are undersupplied. My rule of thumb is that ideally by the time they start moving, there are 50 event cards left in that deck. Yes, I guess it depends on the state of the game. They had to go and move to try and deal with Toulouse as fast as possible. Seward lost a day action from that night fight. But in theory, as long as Dracula's playing well, if the hunters are only moving 1 space a turn, then Dracula should never be caught. Okay, this seems to be that Van Helsing has a stake, so it's right to ambush, because you can get a little bit of free damage in and maybe a point before it gets staked at night. No worries, Mimic. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day tomorrow. Long trail and unsupplied hunters, Dracula have a great time running around. Yes, exactly. And the thing is, if the hunters are only moving 1 space a turn, that's the same space, or the same speed that Dracula goes at. So the hunters aren't really catching up with him. He's moving 1 space away, and they're moving 1 space closer to him. As hunters, you need to be moving quicker than Dracula, clearing the trail quicker than he can put them down. Oh, I was expecting a Fangs to try and get a point. Very good idea not to Fangs. You got a Garlic there. But Van Helsing could be bluffing. Well, clearly he was bluffing with the Garlic. But really good play, either from either very good play or very lucky play on the side of Tarvalar there to play the plotting into the garlic, and the garlic did absolutely nothing. Yeah, garlic is delicious. Says the Dracula player. Yeah, but I've seen that before, where hunters move in without a stake, and then suddenly, yeah, you play garlic against the fangs, and then that's the vampire dead. Huh. Oh yeah, sorry, look where these yawns are coming from. I'm not bored, I'm just a little bit tired, I think. These days have been pretty long. I didn't sleep well last night. Mesmerize. Ooh, nice Mesmerize to block the rifle. I expected fangs again. Problem is now you can't fangs. You know there's a garlic kicking around. I was expecting a fangs there against the rifle. Maybe Van Helsing has holy bullets, but there are 2 holy bullets in the discard. We'll have to see. First punch. Rifle. I think you might be lagging a little bit, Geordie. We had the first round a little while ago. Mesmerize again. Punch. No, plays garlic. Ooh. Are you gonna fang now? I think you're gonna fang. You should fang now, I think. Yep, okay. So the only way... no, I think actually playing... I think garlic is a sensible choice, honestly. Okay, is there a holy bullets? No! And the vampire healed off that. Got a net health. And another point for Dracula. Dracula's up to 2 points. This reckless vampire is doing work. If Van Helsing doesn't have a stake, then this is pretty rough for the hunters, because Van Helsing's gone over here and hasn't killed this vampire yet. Problem is the vampire has plotting, right? So if the hunter dodges at any time, the vampire will just get a free hit. So it makes sense why you play the rifle, on the off chance that the vampire plays claws, but... Reckless vampires aren't really incentivized to play claws. Escaping as bat. Ooh, okay, so the vampire is out of there. Okay, so the question is, does Van Helsing have a stake? There you go, got the fangs emoji in. Nice. This has been quite an action-packed game so far. We've got a lot going on. Okay, Mina's got horses. Alright, okay, so she's got the movement. But the thing is, she's quite weak and vulnerable. Oh, it looks like Dracula did go east. Okay, so Dracula played really well then, basically ran around Godalming. Godalming vacated Munich, and Dracula went through Munich, and it looks like into the east without using wolf form. That's a massive win. Godalming did have a stake. What? Why did he use the stake on Strasbourg? I was so confused. Please tell me Van Helsing has a stake. Dogs. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Okay, if you know that Seward has dogs there, you should ambush with the wolves so that the dogs disappear. That's okay. I'm so confused. Why is Van Helsing here? If Godalming had a stake all that time. Maybe just for efficiency, he thought that Van Helsing would be able to kill the vamp. The problem is now the vampire is still alive, and there's no point dealing with Munich and Nuremberg if you let the Reckless mature. Okay, we'll see. Well, I'm going to say Dracula's actually doing really well right now. I bet he was doing the bluff. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it seems like that's what was happening. Unless Van Helsing's going to stake it now, and he just wanted to heal just because he wanted to. So we know Godalming has a stake, a knife, and Heavenly Host. I want to say. The thing is, I'd say Dracula's actually in a really good position here, because Dracula's got 2 points on the board. That's really good. Dracula's managed to get into the east, well, it seems like he went into the east, without having to use wolf form. And the hunters do not have a lot of movement. This is huge. This is massive. And also, if this Strasbourg vampire does mature, then it's going to remove the thing after Munich, and then they don't know where he's gone. So if it is Vienna or Zagreb, they're not going to know it. They're going to have to go deeper into the east to find out. That's huge. So I would say right now... Huh? Well, we don't know what the third item is. We've got pistol, rifle, dogs. Does he have a stake? But then... Oh, what is happening? I'm so confused. I don't understand what's happening. Wouldn't you just use the stake on the new vamp? I know you can gang up on a new vampire with 2 hunters. That doesn't mean you should. That was so inefficient for them to go and do that. Oh well, okay. So okay, alt strength into... Oh no. Seward's going for it. Seward's going for the kill. You can't gang up 2-on-1 against these reckless vampires. You have to take them on 1v1. Only 2 HP, how hard can it be? You say that, but these reckless vampires, or vampires in general, can be really stubborn to kill when you're a hunter 1v1. And if Dracula knows every item you've got and draws well, you're not playing the game. Okay, nice punch. That's only 1 damage. That's not 2, so he's got to do another one. Yeah, they can be basically unkillable. If you draw 2 strengths, 2 mesmerize, and escape is missed, or something like that, you're unkillable. Unless you can somehow bait them into like a crucifix or something, but they can be so stubborn to kill. Mesmerize. I think that's a good idea. Okay. Doing it to block the weapon. The fact that Seward is mesmerized doesn't really matter here, unless the vampire's able to fang now. Now escape is missed? Yeah, you can escape as missed. You could even fang if you wanted to and get another point. Because you're not going to die to whatever Seward plays, unless he has like a random crucifix that we don't know about. But I don't think so. Unless it's a massive bait all along. No, escaping's back. It's just taking the... Okay, they both had the same idea. Why is there a holy circle in a day fight? Okay, this is wacky. I'm here for it. They both had the same idea. Just yeet, get out of this combat. Oh dear. Yeah, they literally just turned and ran. Oh, now Van Helsing's fighting it. Oh my god, what is happening? Holy crap. Oh, he's got garlic reef. Oh my god. Okay, well, the vampire can't fang now, so everyone who doesn't know, this garlic reef is like a one-time use, but if the vampire plays fangs, it suffers 4 damage. But if the vampire plays claws, the garlic reef is removed. This is just insane. Yeah, it makes sense. We're both terrified. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. This is just insane. This is such a fun game to be... this is your first ever Fury of Dracula game, this is such a fun game to be watching. This is just wild. It's gonna be a long one if there's so much combat. We are halfway through the 3rd week already. Oh, he had claws. Okay. That's unfortunate. Try and get rid of the garlic reef, but then you just bait him into a rifle. So the vampire's dead, but to be honest, that vampire is like MVP. It gained 2 influence, and it wasted so much time. They didn't burn any events, but it just burned so much time. Yeah, no, yeah, it's not HD, I don't know why. It's insane. It's very difficult there. Unless you draw strength, the vampire's probably going to die in that situation. They have another encounter to do about... Yeah, I think the only downside is because Strasbourg's not going to mature now, Zagreb or Vienna can get checked. There's maybe an argument here that Dracula misdirects the space after Munich, but then there's one, you know, so they don't know where it is. But that's one encounter fewer on the trail, which is not good either. He had pension for his filling hand. Oh, all 3 escapes. Ah, that's unfortunate, but that can easily happen. So anyone doesn't know, Dracula's combat hands are not predetermined. They're random. You know what the selection is, but you don't know what ones you're going to get. Oh well. I would still say Dracula's in an okay position here. He has burned a lot of time. It's Thursday, second week. He's got the rumor token down again. Not a big fan of the misdirect unless it's spaced before the wolf form. Yeah. I don't know. It just depends. It depends on where you've gone next, right? If Mina might just jump on your trail past Zagreb or Vienna anyway. Hey, thanks for the lurk, Sophie. You're very welcome. Enjoy the game. If you force them to go way into the east at once, you could turn this way a lot of time. They are. Oh, never mind. Vienna. Okay, so Dracula is now probably like in Bucharest, I would guess. So where is this rumor token? This rumor token is in Klausenberg. Ah, the problem is we know that Gadami has a stake. That's unfortunate. Okay, I know there's loads of time until the next advert, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run an advert now for those of you who are not subscribed, because I think it's going to be a period of time we're going to not have as much happening. And then it means that we're almost guaranteed no other advert for the rest of the game. So, see you in 2 minutes. Okay, Zagreb is not on the trail. Darwin has a stake. Oh, I really don't like the use of that stake when you know that there's a rumor token you have to deal with down the line. I mean, you might be able to supply it, but I'm not a fan. Oh, he's hiding in Klausenberg. Okay, so much for me saying nothing would happen. Okay, I know nothing. Ah, so the thing is though, like, so Tarvalar saying Psy, which is completely understandable. But the thing is, we know Wax Cylinders is here because Mina had Wax Cylinders and they got traded off. So as Dracula, you are fully aware that Wax Cylinders is a thing that exists. So this shouldn't be very surprising. Maybe the timing of it might be a bit surprising, but it shouldn't be surprising that Wax Cylinders gets used. It looks like though the hunters can't really do much to punish Dracula, like a CG or something. So yeah, Dracula still has wolf form. I think Dracula is kind of safe for a couple of turns, I'd say. Gotta be a little bit careful though if these 2 hunters start coming in. And you just escape, but then they're forced to backtrack. Sword supplying. I like that. I think that's good. And Van Helsing supplying. I like that too. Good, just park them in Munich and just let them supply for a bit. There's also Dark Call, by the way. Dracula might want a Dark Call. Let's see. Where are you off to, Mina? Ooh, rolling slow. Okay, so the horse economy isn't perfect. Oh, there's an aristocratic vampire in Budapest. Okay. So Gadami's going to be delayed. Okay, right. Welcome back everybody from the advert. We've not got another one for an hour 28 minutes. Perfect. Right. I said nothing's going to happen much. I was wrong. Gadami went on to Budapest and he found an aristocratic vampire, so dealt with that. Wax Cylinders got used and it revealed Klausenberg with a hide. I didn't expect Dracula to be hiding there. Godalming also used a stake to deal with the hoax in Vienna. I question that decision, because you know there's a rumour token down the line. Why is a valuable stake being burnt now? I know Dracula can bait a hunter into it, right? Into a night fight, but given there's 2 fighting vampires already in the discard, maybe just take your chances. So... but, yeah, we'll have to see now. How on earth do they do with this rumour token? That could be really difficult. Especially if Godalming gets delayed, if it's like a bats or something. Oh, that's gonna be hard. The 2 of them are having banter, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, Dracula's doing very well, hasn't used up any health, didn't need to wolf form past anybody, so it's got all the resources in the bank. I'd just be a little bit careful if these 2 hunters start moving in here. They might suddenly have a sense of emergency you don't account for. But at the moment, I think things are going well. The only issue is if these 2 keep supplying, they could be a bit of a menace later on. Oh, never mind. Seward is moving. So I guess that might be a stake, is what I'm assuming is going on. Oh, and Van Helsing is also moving. Okay. So much for them staying in Munich and supplying. They did supply last turn. Or last day, rather. Okay, Mina's going there. I don't think you ambush here. I don't think she has a stake. No ambush. Ooh, that's interesting. That is very, very, very interesting indeed. Is Mina brave enough to search this at night? So yeah, Dracula's... Oh, wax cylinders. What are you searching on the wax cylinders? Huh? Oh, it's a new vampire. So they can gang up on it. So the loss of the stake isn't as critical. But if the hunters don't have a stake and they can get baited into a really bad night fight, we don't know what this hide card is, by the way. If another hunter goes across to try to help Mina with it, they could get punted away. Depending on the timing of when searches activate and stuff. But still, I think Dracula's played a nice solid game here. Hasn't made any sort of really big mistakes from what we've seen. I think it's much easier, if anyone's watching who's new, it's much easier for me to sort of critique the hunter side because you see them doing more stuff and they reveal more things, whereas Dracula keeps a lot of things hidden, so it's kind of hard to work out if Dracula's playing well or not. I mean, how long ago was it, Philly, when we were saying, oh, the hunters haven't supplied very much. They have 56 cards still in the event deck. Well, they've only got 50. They've got down to 54. So yeah, the hunters are very undersupplied for this part of the game. I would say they should be around 40 to 45 cards. And that might be the problem. But you never know. The hunters might just suddenly have... I mean, they do have... Well, one of them is Wax Cylinders and the other one's Speedy Telegraph. But there are 6 other events we don't know about. Only 1 stake's been discarded. But the rest could be buried in here. That's the problem. So yeah, you never know. They might have some good stuff. And that might just spell Dracula's demise. But, you know, if we're thinking about the odds of the situation, right? How many good cards can they really have? Godalming has a stake? No, he burnt it on a hoax in Vienna. Which was... That's the one that's in the discard pile. And that was the thing that I questioned. Okay. Where is Godalming going? He wants to be close to the coast? Yeah. Yeah, I would say now if he's in Salonika right now, that's great. If he's in Valona right now, that's great. You know, I think he's in. I think Dracula's in a really good spot here. Actually, the time is really whittling away. I know there's been lots of banter between the players and that, but the time has gone by pretty quickly. We're already into the 3rd week, so yeah. Okay, the hunters are still insistent on... Wait. What does Seward do? What did Seward do with his action? Oh, he supplied. Okay, okay, that's fine. I didn't see the supply. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, Gadami's now moving off a rail line. Well, he's not moving off a rail line, but he's in a small city, can't supply up. He moved here, I guess, to check to see if Dracula's been sneaky. I just don't think that the hunters have enough movement to punish. And, like, Mina's moved off Klausenberg, so if Van Helsing goes there alone and gets hit by bats and gets pushed away, then they can't kill the vampire. We have a mob in Bucharest, so Mina doesn't die from that. No combat, she just takes 3 damage. Doesn't throw away any items to, yeah. Okay, this is going to be the critical move. Let's see, it all depends on what this hide card is, really. But it could be a saboteur, we haven't seen any bats. So if it's something like that, and I kind of liked it that Mina didn't get hit with it. It's kept this sort of secret, and Waxlander's got used to reveal this vampire, but we don't know what the hide card is. I'd have been almost tempted to use the Waxlanders to reveal the hide card, to be honest. To see then what sort of delaying tactic there is. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. So where is Dracula now? Dracula could be in Valona, could be in Athens, could be in Salonika. Imagine if Dracula's trying to sneak back up. Okay. Dracula's doing very predictable things here. This trail is not very difficult to deduce, but sometimes that doesn't matter, right? The way this game is played is a lot of the time... Oh, Seward has horses now. Okay, now this might spell problems, unless Seward doesn't roll well. I didn't expect him to find that. How many times does slow horses find Dracula? That's unreal. Oh, he would have gone to Sarajevo, and I guess we would have realised he was sneaking past, but it didn't matter. Holy shit. Okay, oh, and Seward gets out without taking any damage. Oh, no. Okay. Right, what's the situation? Mina can't get into this fight unless she's sending a sense of emergency that we don't know about. We're gonna have a 2-on-1 here, I think. No! Van Helsing is going to deal with the vampire. Oh, it's a fog. Oh, wait a minute. The vampire's maturing. Holy shit. The vampire's maturing because Van Helsing is delayed, so he can't stake it at night. Mina can't get into this combat. It's going to be a 1-on-1 between Dracula and Seward. And we know Seward has horses, pistol, rifle, and what else? Oh, and she went into a lair and Dracula did an ambush. Oh my god, what is going on? Yeah, okay, you got ordered modded there, Philly. Well, hey, Soren, welcome in. You're here for a combat between Dracula and Dr. Seward. Oh, okay, this is, what a turn of events this was. I'd already been tempted to take the 2-on-1, to be honest, unless Van Helsing has really poor items. Strength, good idea. Okay, nice dodge too. Good. Okay. Strength to try and break rifles and things. Dracula might be able to escape his bat from this combat. And that would be huge if that's the case, because he can get so far west, and he can then wolf form. This is insane. He has to play, yeah, he has to play 3 rounds of combat, and then escape. Claws, I don't really like. But Seward did play a gun. Oh my goodness. This is mental. This game's been so much fun. Okay, so that's 1 damage onto Dracula, but Seward's down 4 health. Imagine he played pistol there, he would have cancelled those claws. I don't think so, Philly. If he has, it's something he swapped out. He had dogs. I think the dogs got discarded when Seward supplied, so unless he supplied a second dog card. Plodding. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. Maybe Dracula's hand isn't very good. Okay. Right, now here comes the decision. Does Dracula try to escape his bat now? Is Seward going to play the rifle to stop the escape his bat? Does Dracula play strength to break the rifle? Or does Seward dodge or do something else, thinking that Dracula's going to strength him? The mind games. He's escaping his bat. Is it a rifle? He shoots him! Out of the sky. No escape his bat for you. Another 2 damage onto Dracula. Seward has done 5 damage to Dracula. 1/3 of Dracula's health in 1 combat. If Dracula has drawn the other escaper's bat, he can, because there are 2 in his combat hand, he can do it again now. He's escaping his mist. Okay, that is not as good. Oh, and I forgot about Aggie. Oh, wow. Holy shit, this game is just mental. So Seward took 4 damage, but Dracula took 7 damage in that combat. In a 1v1. Okay, and I'm not quite sure why Godalmi's checking Sophia when Klausenberg's going to mature. Ah, Tarvalar forgot how Aggie works. Thought it was just bats and fags. Ah. Interesting. Okay, well Dracula can still move here. So it's fine. But the problem is, we know Seward's got horses. But Seward could find you. This is not easy. Hey, Worm Talon, welcome in. Met King and Spencer just finished up. Was quite a game. I have no doubt. I mean, oh jeez, oh that was quick. That was less than an hour then. Well, this game's been really good as well. It's been crazy stuff. We've had so much combat. So the headline summary is Dracula just got 6 points from a new vampire mature, plus 2 points from a reckless, but Dracula just did a 1v1 with Seward, and Dracula didn't escape his bat, and he took 7 damage. Ooh. This is massive. This game is really in the balance. Dracula's not Wolfwoman. Whoa. Whoa. That's very brave, that is. Is it a trick he's going to Sarajevo, or is he actually going to Munich? You have to go to Munich. I've been glancing from time to time for reasons I was a bit more invested to the other one. Yeah, you know, that's completely understandable, Worm Talon, when you got your teammate playing. Oh no, it can't be Sarajevo because he went Sarajevo next, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it has to be Vienna or Munich. I know it can't be Vienna because Vienna's a lair. Right, nice. We know where he's gone. From his Mina has horses. The problem is, bats do not stop combat. Combat's gonna happen here before Seward is pushed away. But there is the Zagreb thing. And yeah, if Mina rolls slow, yep. There's a lair in Budapest. Nope, you're not ambushing? Ah, that's unfortunate. Has Tarvalar gone wolf form? I like to think not. From what I understand, Tarvalar is very experienced with the physical version of the game. It's going to be a 2-on-1. If Seward might be able to get pushed back into that reckless. Oh. If Dracula hadn't taken so much damage in the other fight, this could actually still be a decent fight, because there's like no anti-fang on Seward. And there's no anti-fang on Mina, I don't think. Unless Mina suddenly picked up a knife that we don't know about. I couldn't pay close attention as I was driving. My teammate might have been better served ignoring non-rumored vamp. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that's right, we've got Aggie. We do have Aggie in play, so yeah, that makes fanging very difficult. It basically means that Dracula only has 6 health, if you want to think of it that way, because Dracula can't escape his bat very well. Oh, he's clawing Mina. Oh, but he has a rifle. Oh. Is Dracula gonna die now? Oh, he's got bullets. Oh my god. Oh, what is happening? The holy power. Oh, he's dead. That's it. That's GG. GG. Dracula lays in a heap. My god. It flipped in like half of a turn. Seward jumped on him. The vampire matured. Seward did half his health. And then they finished him off in 1 round of combat. And yeah, of course, they did, yeah, yeah, the two of them escaped together. AndreZot carrying me this week, let's go, nice. Wow. That is, unbelievable. This game just could change on an instant. I honestly think Dracula played better. For the whole game, the hunters were like really, not behind, but they were just very inefficient with movement and things. But Dracula can just die so quickly if combat goes against him. And that's why you can't let hunters have a chance like that. The Zagreb thing was a little bit unlucky because you didn't expect Seward to. If he just moves normally, okay. But if he's gonna horse or use fast horses, he's gonna fast horse over you. That was a bit unlucky. But I think that the thing is, from like the Dracula perspective, you had an opportunity to do some really good stuff with Seward. It didn't work out. You didn't get the bite, didn't escape his bat, and then the escape was missed. That meant you take 2 extra damage when you didn't. You know, it's kind of unnecessary. Escape is missed is not really good from a combat like that because you're just giving the hunters like 2 free damage against you for basically nothing. If you escape his bat, at least you can argue, well, I got 2 spaces further away. But then, the fact you lost half the health that way, and then just moving into Munich, maybe the whole bats trigger, I'm not quite sure, there might be, I know there's been confusion before about how bats work. Bats operate on the hunter's turn. So the combat with Dracula happens first, and then the bats trigger. But I mean, there's a good play, because you could have pushed Seward into that Reckless Vampire and killed it. I also forgot Aggie and escape was missed. Makes sense if there's no Aggie. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think he needed to wolf form after the Zagreb fight because he took half health and he had to create a little bit of problems. You knew that Mina had horses. All it takes is 1 good roll from her and she's in. Then yeah, it's just gonna create lots of problems. So yeah, I think Tarvalar played well and was able to sort of take advantage a little bit of AndreZot's slight inefficiencies playing Hunter, but then again, as I said, AndreZot has been playing Dracula for the tournament so far, so it's understandable if he's a little bit rusty. But yeah, maybe just a very slight bit of like sort of naivete on Tarvalar's part, just to think, oh, I can survive this combat. 2v1 combats can swing really heavily one way or the other. And all it takes is, you know, you draw dud hand. If you don't draw any strengths or mesmerizers there, and the hunters have... I mean, if he had a strength, he's able to kill to strength Mina's rifle, now she's useless. So you can mesmerize her, fang her, okay, even though you don't get the healing, you bite her, you get her out of the combat, you know, you get the points, and then you can maybe skip us back from Seward, and suddenly they're running around trying to find you, and even if you've got low health, doesn't matter, you've got loads of distance from them. Or put damage to encounter, yeah, exactly, put a damaging encounter down. Bats doesn't really help in that situation. It has a nice combo with the vampire, but that's assuming you survived the fight, and Dracula didn't, so those bats were irrelevant. Andre could have killed Dracula in Munich without bullets? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, if you got like 2 weapons on each, yeah. Especially if Dracula doesn't draw Mesmerize early to sort of block that weapon damage and doesn't manage to break them, yeah. And even then, even if some stock got broken, they had time to sort of resupply up and get going. So, yeah, I feel like a little bit sorry for Tarvalar there because... yeah, I think Tarvalar's a little bit unlucky, to be honest. I'd say, like, their game was pretty solid. It was just a little bit of just maybe lapse of concentration at the end, or sort of misunderstanding how much damage the hunters can actually do to you. I think Tarvalar may have read that Andre was going to keep clearing the trail given Van Helsing's movements. No. I mean, I don't blame Tarvalar for trying to go past the hunters like that again, because it's so easy to think, oh, he's going to Athens or whatever. It makes sense that you're trying to sneak past. But again, it's that little bit of... The Zagreb fight is very unfortunate. But I think you have to try to realise what Seward had and what Seward had been revealing, and try to play around it as best you can. You know, there was an escapist bat when rifle was definitely on the table, so you just can't play escapist bat then. But then again, if there's a whole bait and there's a whole bluff involved with that, then you know, it's tricky. It's really tricky. I'd say AndreZot, I think, got a little bit lucky in this. I mean, the combat was good, and the combat was really good fun to watch. I think AndreZot got a little bit fortunate here, because if Tarvalar managed to get back into Munich and then wolf him out of Munich, I don't think there's any way that they're catching Dracula, because there's just too many places Dracula can go, and he could hide for so long. Hey, Met King. Okay, yeah, Worm Talon dropped in to say that your game was done. Andre knew how to change that approach and take his shot. Yeah, exactly, right, he got an opportunity to get a nice 2-on-1 and he took it. And with Aggie involved as well. So I think, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of inefficiencies with clearing the trail and with movement, but at the end of the day, all you need is just 2 horses, get them onto Dracula at the right time, and you're equipped, and that's it. That's all you need. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, AndreZot played, you know, AndreZot won, so obviously well played. And it's good to get wins like that, especially if the item deck isn't really being cooperative. Then it feels nice to be able to get a win out of that, because, you know, they can be really hard, sloggy sort of games. But I think from a more sort of experienced player's perspective, I would say, you know, if I was AndreZot, I'd be feeling pretty fortunate that I won this game, and if I was Tarvalar, I'd probably be quite disappointed that I lost it. But again, they're both at the stage where they're learning a lot, and you can tell from the chat there's a lot of banter being thrown around. The combat was so much fun to watch. There were so many things happening, which was really entertaining for all of us, and it was really good fun. It was definitely not a bad game, and it definitely wasn't a dull game. That makes it for sure. That's very sort of. So yeah. Hopefully this commentary has been sort of insightful for them. That the game was a dumpster fire. Oh, yikes. One game left in week 4. One game left, and it's only midway through the week. Goodness sake. Do we know when's that game played, Philly? I know I can look myself. I'm lazy. No worries, Making. I mean, if need be, depending on how well my timetable works out, I might be able to watch it without... I might be able to, like, watch it and put commentary on top, maybe, and do, like, post-game analysis. I haven't done that for ages. But we'll see. Depends on the time. 29th. Saturday? Oh. Oh, oh, no, Saturday I'm busy. So, no. No worries, Jordy. Thanks for dropping by. So yeah, it was definitely an entertaining game. There's definitely a lot of things we could talk about, and yeah, hopefully it's informative for them. And yeah, I hope they didn't find the commentary too critical of that. The whole point of me, like, when I'm doing commentary, especially with like anybody, it shouldn't matter if you're experienced or new, but the point is to be sort of informative but not critical. There were definitely good things that these players did, and I think that's really important to highlight, right? Until the very end, Tarvalar played like really sensible, assessed the weakness, went east, put down quite a tricky sort of trail. Apart from the whole ambush thing with the new vampire at the very beginning, sort of let the hunters deal with the trail, and that means that they got slowed down a lot. But yeah, just kind of... combat is a very fickle thing. It can go really well or really bad, and in this case it went really bad for Dracula. I mean, also a little bit fortunate from the hunter side that they picked up holy bullets on somebody who only had a rifle, but that could happen when there's one left in the deck. From AndreZot's side, I mean, obviously very good to get the win, of course. You never say no to a win in Fury of Dracula. But yeah, at the same time, there's quite a lot of inefficient movement and things, which is probably the one thing I would recommend to work on from the hunter side. But again, AndreZot's been playing Dracula throughout the tournament, so it makes perfect sense that there's a little bit of rust there from the hunter side. But yeah. Cool. Okay, I am going to stop this stream and get it uploaded. But if anybody is interested, I've got a little bit more energy, so if you want, I can do a very sort of quick, I don't know, 45-minute stream of maybe something like Ori in the Blind Forest? How's that? Does that sound good to everybody? And we can do some Wingspan tomorrow if I've got energy. But yeah, let me just quickly shut down this stream, and I'll get it exporting to YouTube, and I can edit it all in the morning. I should have done an outro for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching this, and feel free to check out all the other people who are recording games from Duos and Dark Calls, links in the description of the video, and feel free to check out my Twitch channel too, where I do Fury of Dracula streams and lots of other stuff. So yeah, I thank everybody on Twitch for watching this too, and I will see you all in 5 minutes or so. So everybody who's watching on Twitch, see you in 5 minutes. Everybody who's watching on YouTube, thanks for checking out the video. Feel free to leave a comment below if there's anything you want to talk about, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Thanks for watching.